What in the world, Bo? What in the world? This your boy Big Low Country. Hey, y'all already know what time it is, man. We just chilling out on Saturday night. You know, I just want to talk to y'all about a little bit, football, basketball, this whole NBA playoff race, what they're going to do moving forward, what teams are in contention, people who are kind of looked over, people who, I think might get too much credit, teams I don't want to win in the NBA, what people are going to do in the draft. We got a whole bunch of things to talk about, Bo. Got a whole bunch of things to talk about. For everybody out there that don't know me, my name is Big Low Country. I'm just old country boy that love to sit around and talk about sports. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Y'all already know. I've been sitting and doing schoolwork all day, but I had to make sure that I came on and chopped it up with the coaching staff, man. What's good with everybody out there, man? Coach Ronnie, I see you. The thing about Ronnie, she's a sweet old girl. I got my little brother in here, Terror Artist 404. What's good with you, Bo? Devon Standiford. What in the world, Bo? What's good with you, man? Ethan the L. Were you so early? Their notices are out. Oh, I don't know, man. So I put out a thing saying that we were going to go live at 9:55, and I be doggone it. I jumped on there at 9:55. For some reason, YouTube is not catching, whenever we're going live, but we're going to get that figured out, Ethan. We're going to get that figured out for you, man. I definitely appreciate you chilling out with me, man. ATLGA Faithful, what's going on with you, Bo? Hope you're doing good. Hope everybody's doing good on this Saturday, man. I hope everybody had a chill, relaxed Saturday. I should have been cutting grass today, but I just didn't have no time. I wasn't feeling too hot. I ain't had no time. What in the world? Uh-oh, let's get it, GA. What in the world? Man, your boy Big Law already knows sports. I want to make sure that you do too. Let me give you the lowdown. Oh, man. Yeah, so, hey, like I was saying earlier, I want to make sure that everybody had a good Saturday. I wasn't feeling too hot earlier, and I'm doing pretty good now. I was doing some schoolwork and everything. Coach Rona, she beat me up all day, telling me that I need to do schoolwork. But I just wanted to get on here and talk with everybody. It's just one of those situations. Coach Terror 404 said, good. Now it's time to play. Now it's time to do what we do. So I want to talk to everybody about my favorite player in the NBA, and I don't know if y'all know this or not. And, y'all just let me know what you think about this take now. Almost everybody out there, and I don't know who all is watching so far, but if somebody who watches this later, who's seen me play ball before, Jokic is my favorite player in the NBA. Nikola Jokic. He's my favorite player in the NBA. And the reason why he's my favorite player is because I used to play ball just like him. I used to love to throw passes while I'm in the post, no look passes, all kinds of stuff. I'd be outside. I play high-low basketball and things like that. I love the way that the guy plays, man. He plays pretty, and that's, I got fussed at all the time, especially by my homeboy, Coach Trey Parrish, for playing pretty all the time. He used to fuss at me all the time about it. Now, moving forward, you're looking at the way that this guy is playing. He's almost averaging a triple-double right now in the NBA. Guy has 26 points, 11 rebounds, and 8.8 assists. So, what in the world, Bo? Buddy balling. Buddy is balling. Now, is it one of those situations where we're seeing a changing of the guard in the NBA? Is that one of those cases? I mean, and I'm just kind of throwing this out here to you, but we know that the big man, things have changed with the big man, and we're going to get to this whole conversation a little bit later about Joel Embid. And for everybody that didn't see it in the actual title, y'all can check it out in the comments. What we're gonna chop it up about with Joel Embid. This whole conversation is crazy to me, and I just want to know everybody's opinion. But we can't get caught up in the past and just remember what happened in the past and just kind of go off of, because everything always looked better in the past. If I grew up and my heyday was in the early 2000s, I'm automatically going to say, oh, yeah, man, things back then were just better. Shaq was better. We leaned with it and rocked with it. We did snap dances. We crunk everything, including the SpongeBob and the Soldier Boy. Now, these kids nowadays just say, nah, man, we like to do the whoa and the, what is it? The big bad something, the Cardi B thing. I don't know what she be talking about, but, it's just one of those things. So I just want to make sure that I'm not living in the past, So it's just one of those situations. My homeboy Trey Parrish, what's going on with you, Bo? I see you. I was just in here talking about you because I was saying that you used to fuss at me all the time because I used to like to play pretty basketball. I used to always like to throw the fancy passes. I used to like to try to shoot. And I didn't have that much dog in me on the basketball court. Let's just be honest. He used to fuss at me saying, hey, Big Low, you the biggest thing out here. You need to just ball out. He'll make me mad. Next thing you know, I just drop step and dunk on somebody. You know what I'm saying? But, now it's the changing of the guard with this whole situation, man. Ghost Peppers, what in the world, Bo? Hold up. Ghost Pepper says, Coach Low, Thomas Dimitrov left the Falcons so cap poor that the bank repossessed the cardboard box. That's rough right there, boy. That's rough. Oh, man. But, yeah, man. Yeah. So, with Jokic being that guy that's scoring 28, 11, and 8.8 assists, is it one of those situations where is he doing too much? Every time I look at Jokic, I always wonder, are him and Gronk brothers? Are him and Rob Gronkowski brothers? Well, no boys sure enough do look alike, or is that just me? Is that just me? But them boys sure enough do look alike. But I'm thinking, and because I told y'all that he's my favorite player, and I want everybody to put in the comments, it doesn't even necessarily have to be MVP. Who is your favorite? Like, who's the guy? And I don't know if you're just comparing them to yourself or not. And I know that Coach Roney going to put Donovan Mitchell in here because he has this weird crush thing on Donovan Mitchell. I don't know why, but I'm just glad it's not Rajon Rondo. Y'all know the story about that. But who is your favorite player in the NBA right now? And is it somebody that you just kind of compare yourself to, or like let me know who's your favorite player in the NBA right now. Coach Trey said, honestly, as far as big men go, the big men in the league are doing things that other big men never focused on. Not saying they weren't capable of doing it and they didn't focus on it. I mean, that's true. That's true. Who's to say that David Robinson wasn't been able to shoot that 3-point shot back in the 90s? You know what I'm saying? Who's to say that Karl Malone wasn't capable of bringing the ball down the court, just like Draymond Green does nowadays? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, who's to say that wouldn't be the case? So it's just something that we got to consider. Coach Trey, he said, Steph Curry, he changed the rules a lot. I definitely agree. He did make a huge difference. Ethan Elk, he said Kyle Lowry. A lot of people don't realize how long Kyle Lowry's been around, man. I was hoping that he would have, made a move because I don't know if they're planning on doing anything with him in Toronto. I don't see them winning the championship in Toronto. So I was hoping that he would have got another chance, but I was so glad that Kyle Lowry had a chance to get a championship, man, before he had a chance to shut it down. So it's just one of those things, man. Now, Coach Roney says, I'm not even sure what he looks like. Nobody's doing it for me in the NBA. Now, Coach Roney says that because he talked about Donovan Mitchell during the All-Star weekend. She was like, oh, my goodness, who is that right there? I was like, oh, that's Donovan Mitchell. She's like, oh, he might be the new Rajon Rondo for me. For everybody that hasn't listened to me before, whenever we did some NBA talk, back in like 2009 when me and Coach Ronald were first dating. She was like, no, this was like 07. She was like, oh my goodness, Rajon Rondo, he's so cute. I was like, Rajon Rondo? Like, what does that do for me? I was like, hold on, wait a minute. You say Rajon Rondo moves your needle? Man, boy, I came back from that date. I came and I looked myself in the mirror. I put a headband on. I was like, oh man. Man, I might need to have lowered expectations. For everybody that don't realize that's an old Mad TV joke. Devon said, wow, Mitchell, it's the new Rondo. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Coach. But she took it back to her first, which was John Starks. So John Starks was the original, that just did it for her. Oh man. I don't know anymore. What's going on with your fam? I don't know if this is your first time chilling out with us, man. But much love to you. Everybody, welcome I Don't Know to the chat. Definitely. Appreciate you for chilling out with us, man. Let's get it, GA. He always makes some great points. He says, the NBA has changed. It's a totally different game. There's no physicality and nobody plays defense. Oh, my goodness. Say that one more time for the people in the back, Bo. He says a regulation game without overtime has a 130 to 120 final score. You know what? That's crazy because I was watching The Last Dance the other day, and when I was watching it, like there were finals that were like 75 to 89. I was like, you know good and well this had to be in the 90s, because it was ridiculous. It's ridiculous, good and well that it had to be in the 90s whenever this happened. Because it just isn't the same. You don't have the same effect, man. You don't have the same effect. Defenses nowadays is like Draymond Green. He plays defense like a guy played it in the 90s, and he's like a game changer. What in the world? ATM, what in the world, bro? What's going on with you? I definitely appreciate you chilling out with me. Coach Wallace, I see you in here. Now, Coach Wallace, I know that you've been around for a while. I know that you an OG, Coach Wallace. You let me know what you think. Has the game changed in the NBA? In the NBA, has the game changed? Just like Coach Let's Get It GA was saying, do teams play defense anymore? Do big guys do big guys kind of don't get down and dirty like they supposed to? Like they used to in the 90s? And like I said, I was talking about touched on this a little bit earlier. Joel Embid is the perfect example of this. And the reason I'm saying this is because, Joel Embid, he's one of those guys that he'll spot up and he'll hit a J in your face in a minute now. Now, I don't think he's as talented as Jokic as far as ball handling, but I mean, as far as putting the ball in the basket, he's one of the best of them. I think he might go in my top 3 for MVP, but because Jokic is my guy, I think I got to go with Jokic right now. I got to go with the Joker right now. So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. Terror Artist 404, he said that the game has changed a lot. Now, Terror Artist 404, you got to respect his opinion because he's a Georgia State high school, He won a Georgia State basketball high school championship, so he knows his ball. So we got to respect the man's opinion. The same way y'all respect my opinion for being a coach. You got to respect. He says that it's changed. He watches it from a different lens. You know what I'm saying? Coach Wilder said, "Big Low, the game has changed in the NBA. There's no post game anymore, and there's more 3-point shooting." Okay, I knew I was reading that wrong while I was saying it. Yeah, boy, they chuck them and duck them, don't they? It's kind of like what Trey Parrish mentioned a little bit earlier, man. He said, look, you think about the NBA, you think about what Steph Curry has done. He's made people change rules. You go to the All-Star game. Think about this, guys. Everybody, Me and Coach Trey Parrish, we watched the All-Star game together. Whenever you watch the All-Star game back in the day, it was a whole bunch of alley-oops and dunks. Now, the highlight play of the night are people shooting three-pointers from half court. Steph Curry's changed the game, bro. Steph Curry's changed the game. You know, he's changed the game. Let's get it. GA says everybody talking about the 73-win Warriors. It's one of the greatest teams ever. The 96-72 Bulls, they would have swept them in the 90s. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Definitely. ATLGA Faithful said Capella, he plays defense. As far as teams playing D, it's close to extinction. And you're right. Capella, he's one of those old school guys. You know, he plays defense, he rebounds, he gets a lot of putbacks, and he actually, you know, whenever he does get it, he can put his back to the basket and score sometimes. Now, he's not like an Embid who can put his back to the basket. Jokic, he can put his back to the basket too and score in that post. But, you know, I mean, you just don't see those guys that play defense like that anymore, Bo. You know, it's just one of those things. Cinco Mo, what in the world, Bo? What's good with you, man? Hope you're doing good tonight. We just sitting around talking about some basketball. We're going to talk about some football in this NFL draft. And I guess we could ask everybody in the comments, am I getting naked or I'm just showing respect to you know, respect where it's due whenever I say that I think Jokic could be the MVP. And is it wrong that I say that? Or, you know, am I jumping through hoops and am I getting naked saying a whip appeal to Nikola Jokic? Or am I just, you know, stating the facts and making great analysis like y'all expect me to do? That's all I'm saying. And Coach Wilder, he said that he actually played college ball and he played in the post. So he knows better than anybody. Let me ask you, Coach, where did you play at? Did you play for Georgia Southern or where were you playing that college ball at, Coach? ATLGA Faithful says, I'm coaching 14 U basketball, and I had to explain the layup is a higher. Oh, my goodness. Boy, what in the world, Bo? What in the world? I coached basketball for a short period of time. I was getting frustrated. I ain't going to lie to you. I was getting frustrated because everybody just thought they was Steph Curry. Everybody thought it was Steph Curry. You know, you got people ain't never made a shot in practice, ain't never made a 3-point shot in practice. You watch them during shooting rounds, ain't nobody making no shots. All of a sudden, they get in the game. Next thing you know, like, what in the world, Paul? What you doing? They posing with it too. They throw it up, they hold it. Like, come on, Bo. What in the world, man? Oh, okay. You play at Bruton Parker. Okay, that's cool, man. That's cool. Bruton Parker College. For all y'all up north, y'all don't know, man. That's way down south. That's down there where that's down there close to Vidalia, where they grow the onions at. The Vidalia onions. For all y'all that don't know, that's up in Atlanta. Bruton Parker College, that's in Montgomery County down there. That's a small college, but it's a great program. ATLGA Faithful said, yeah, they little Steph Curry's, but they ain't scoring no points. I even had one of them throw the shot up and start turning around, run back. And he threw the shot up, he started running back down. I'm like, wait a minute, what in the world? Like, what in the world, bro? What are we doing? We can't do it like this. Oh, man, y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy. But yeah, I legitimately think that your boy Jokic is the MVP. I legitimately think that's the case. Now, and it's terrible whenever you see people get hurt. You know, you never want to see that. But I think also that, you know, with Jamal Murray being out, who's also another one of the most underrated players in the league. I just love that Denver Nuggets team, to be completely honest with you. Michael Porter, you know, I know everybody was sleeping on him because he had the back injury. Michael Porter's a beast. Love Jokic. Jamal Murray came out and showed y'all what he was made of during these playoffs last year. You know, Coach Rose said, Coach Rose said, I wasn't dedicated as a basketball coach. It was hard times as a basketball coach. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh man. But yeah, man. Yeah. Nikola Jokic, Michael Porter, Jamal Murray. I mean, all those guys on that squad, man. I mean, they got a legitimate squad. And with Murray being out, I think that, you know, I don't know if Denver's going to have a chance to make a deep run. You know, we'll see what that backup point guard does, and he's actually looking pretty good himself. But it could actually make a stronger case for Jokic to actually be deemed that that guy. Oh, and I forgot they did trade for Aaron Gordon, before the trade deadline. He's bringing a level of physicality to that front court. Yeah, you're definitely right about that, Coach Devon. So I'm not even knocking it, Bo. I'm not even knocking it. Yeah, I'm not trying to take any credit, but I'm put it to you like this right here. 10 years ago, I said to my homeboy, I said, look, Golden State Warriors looking like they might have a squad in a couple of years. Golden State Warriors looking like they the truth. They say, got rid of Monte Ellis, got Clay. It was a whole new squad. Got Draymond, whole new squad. And I said the same thing with the Denver Nuggets. You can ask Coach Roney. I said the same thing about the Denver Nuggets 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I said the same thing. I said, look, Denver Nuggets going to the Western Conference Championship. I said this. Next thing you know, Denver Nuggets, Western Conference Championship. They got a chance to be even better. We don't know what we're going to get with the Lakers moving forward. I don't trust the Clippers. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't trust the Clippers. I don't trust Playoff P. I do not trust Paul George. He just seems like a talker. He's somebody who has some talent. He had that big series against LeBron James when he played for the Pacers. Ever since then, I kind of feel like he's overrated. He's one of those players, he can put up some points for you and everything. He can play some defense, but I think that we're holding him to a standard that he is not able to attain. I'm just being completely honest with you. Ethan said, my thoughts on the Cavs and the Raptors. To be completely honest with you, as far as the Raptors go, now, I know that they were talking about trading Lowry before the deadline. Raptors got a lot of good young talent on that squad. With Siakam and everybody else on that squad. So look, with Nurse as the coach, you never know what's going to happen with those guys. You never know what's going to happen with those guys. What's going on, Tonio? Tonio said that Jamal Murray injury is going to hurt. It's definitely going to hurt him because you never know when Murray's going to explode. You never know when Murray's going to go off. Now, as far as the Cleveland Cavaliers, look, it's all about what Sexton can do. Sexton and Garland, those are the heartbeats. Losing Drummond really hurt them. But it's just one of those things, man. What's going on, Caden? I see you in here, Bo. Much love to you. Devon said, I don't think Monte Ellis would. No, he wouldn't fit in. He didn't fit. Monte Ellis didn't fit. He didn't fit the environment that they were trying to build for those new look Warriors. Getting Klay Thompson, that kind of sealed the deal for them. And when Klay got hurt, we could see that they're a different team, and everybody better hope that people that don't like the Warriors. I'm putting it to you like this: runs like that the Warriors made for such a long time, I don't think they'll be able to recapture that magic. I don't, because number one, everybody has to stay healthy, and that's just hard to do. And we've seen the last time they went to the finals. Clay, he was trying to play hurt, and Clay got hurt, and then Durant, he tried to play hurt. You never know when Steph has an issue. Your boy Green, Draymond, he's been relatively healthy, but in sports, we just all know that nobody just always stays healthy. So I don't know if I just legitimately don't know if the Golden State Warriors have a chance to rebuild that same magic that they once had. I'm just being honest with y'all. I would love to see them make another run, but I just don't know. Especially the way that your boy Steph is shooting that thing. 2 games back to back, 10 plus 3-pointers. Whenever he broke Wilt Chamberlain's record, I knew that he was going to break that record in the first quarter. I mean, Steph is just a man on a mission, Bo. He's a man on a mission. But like I said, man, right now the NBA is just looking tough because you got guys like the Denver Nuggets out here. You got guys, I mean, let's be honest, like the Lakers. You got guys like the Phoenix Suns, who everyone is sleeping on, and everyone's forgetting that Chris Paul does more than State Farm commercials. Chris Paul does more than State Farm commercials. People forget about that. People forget what Chris Paul has done for the Oklahoma City Thunder, what he did for the Houston Rockets. People forget about what he did for the Clippers. Chris Paul left the Clippers. They weren't the same Clippers. He left OKC. They weren't the same team. He left Houston. Whether or not they had James Harden, they weren't the same team. People forget about that. And they need to give that man some credit. Coach Wilder said, and you have to have a bench to win a championship. Oh, my goodness, Coach. Say that one more time for the people in the back. You have to have a bench to win a championship. Stewie Rock, what in the world, Bo? What's going on with you, fam? Hope you're doing good tonight. We're just chilling, doing some NBA talk, man. And basically, I was just talking about, some of these teams that people just aren't giving any credit. Because the Utah Jazz, people just aren't giving credit to this team. I love the way that team is built, too. Donovan Mitchell, the guy that my wife has a crush on all of a sudden, Donovan Mitchell, he's balling out. You got that guy in the middle and Rudy Gobert, he's doing his thing. So I mean, it's legitimately one of those situations where, I mean, we have to consider the Utah Jazz as a contender. They're number 1 in the West for a reason, Bo. They're number 1 in the West for a reason. Ethan L said, who's the most overrated team in the NBA right now? You know what? There are a couple of teams. I hate to say this because I'm a big Drew Holiday fan. I just don't like Milwaukee Bucks. I feel like when they get to the playoffs, they're not capable of doing it because Giannis is not that guy. Giannis is a number 2. And like as much as they try to push him down your throat, being a number 1 guy, I don't feel like he's that dude. And then the Clippers, it's like I feel like Kawhi Leonard's overrated. I feel like he's overrated. Stuart Rock, he said the Nets. Everybody in the comments, y'all let me know who y'all think is the most overrated team in the NBA. Y'all let me know who y'all think the most overrated team in the NBA is. Oh man. So you think the Heat? Man, that is. I ain't gonna lie to you, Bo. It is kind of touch and go with the Heat, man. It is kind of touch and go. I mean, they got a lot of. They seem like they have guards for days in Miami, but I don't know. Jimmy Butler, he's a dog. He's a dog, man. ISO Joe, what in the world, Bo? What's going on with you? He said the Nets. Now, so is it one of those cases? Is it one of those cases where we just don't like the Nets, or the Nets just overrated? Because I know that they got like a bad rap, like back when the Lakers beat them. I know that was the case. They got a bad rap then. But is it just one of those situations where people just don't like the Nets because of the way? I don't like the Nets. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. The way that they put that team together, I just don't like them. I don't like them. You know, I'm not. So one thing that you're going to learn about me is that I'm not a big super team guy. I like for teams to get put together organically. I don't like the whole colluding, okay, all of our contracts over, we're going to get together. I understand that there's such thing as a free agency and players could all go to one team. And I also understand that, people could make trades and everything like that. But it's like the way that Nets team got put together. I mean, look, I understand that they signed KD and Kyrie. And Kyrie literally put a year in the hole, because KD was hurt. But, and think about this. The Nets played better when Kyrie didn't play, which is an ongoing thing that always happens. Same thing happened whenever Kyrie was in Boston. Kyrie was hurt. Boston almost beat the Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Championship. Same thing with the Nets. Kyrie gets hurt. They make a little playoff run in the bubble. So it's just one of those things. Cinco Mo, he said the Clippers are most overrated. Devon, he said the Clippers too. Yeah. I think, look, Kawhi Leonard, he just doesn't do it for me. I feel like he takes advantage of good situations. I'm just saying. I feel like Nick Nurse, we see what he's continued to do after Kyrie left. Greg Popovich, we see what he did with the Spurs. I just think that he's just in a good situation, Bo. I mean, let's just be honest. He was in a great situation, and he benefited from it. But Ethan said that he forgot my team, the Mavericks, are the most overrated team. In his opinion, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Coach Wilder said, "Big Low, you can't hate on the Nets. This is what the NBA has changed to." I mean, I agree, but look at like the most successful team like in the last 7 years is the Warriors. They didn't. I feel like even when they got Kevin Durant, that wasn't. I don't feel like they were colluding to put together that super team. They drafted all those guys. Kevin Durant was a free agent. They signed Kevin Durant. I feel like there wasn't a whole bunch going on. Like, for example, whenever LeBron James went to the Miami Heat, you knew he was gone before the finals were over with. Think about that. Before the finals were over with, you knew LeBron James was gone. Just watching his body language and the way he walked off the court, you knew he was gone. Whenever he left the Heat, you knew he was gone. It's almost like he talked to somebody beforehand. Before he left the Cleveland Cavaliers, you knew LeBron James was leaving. LeBron James walks up to Lonzo Ball whenever they played the Lakers and whispered in his ear, "Oh yeah, so I like that locker at the end by the door." Like, wait, what? So you said you coming to the Lakers? Yeah. I'm gonna be there in October. Like, oh, what's going on? But on the other hand, you look at the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors, they drafted Steph Curry, they drafted Klay Thompson, they drafted Draymond Green. They picked up Sean Livingston, all those other guys. They had enough money to sign Kevin Durant, and they signed Kevin Durant when he was a free agent. That's not putting together a super team. Now, on the other hand, saying, okay, let's ride this banana boat and figure out where we're going to go to. Chris Bosh said it himself. He said, well, look, we said that we didn't want to go to Toronto and we didn't want to go to Cleveland because it was too cold. So we just said we'll go to Miami. Like, that means all y'all talk, and it's obvious that all of them talk beforehand. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just sitting up here like, you know, what in the world, Bo? like, what are we doing? Devon said, I love the NBA back in the 80s and 90s when competition was a but you know what everybody's argument is towards that, Devon. They say, okay, so you mean to tell me that when Michael Jordan played against the Charlotte Hornets, that was real competition? Who was on the Charlotte Hornets? Look, I understand that, but whenever they got to the playoffs, those playoff games were serious. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't all the stars on one team. It was Larry Bird and the Celtics. You know, it was the Detroit Pistons who put that team together organically. They drafted all those guys organically against everybody else. It was, you know, Magic Johnson and the guys, you know, James Worthy, who they drafted. Now, they did get Kareem, but at the end of the day, these weren't super teams. Larry Bird didn't call up Magic Johnson and say, hey, Magic, I think Michael Jordan's contract going to be up next season. Everybody meet me in L.A. Like, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And with the Nets and with the Clippers, because the Clippers try their darndest to put a super team together. And I feel like Kawhi's getting all this attention and all this praise, but he doesn't deserve it. So yes, Devon, I definitely feel like I definitely feel like they're overrated. Now, you got teams like the Philadelphia 76ers, and look, the whole tanking situation and people knocking the whole tanking thing, like that's, you know, that's kind of touching, that's kind of touchy and everything. Look, they got a chance to win the finals this year. Now, that was actually the point that I was going to get to. We're talking about, you know, these big guys and how the era has changed. Joel Embid, he came out and said that he feels like he's just as dominant as Shaq. Oh, thank you so much, baby. I appreciate you. Oh, my bad. Look at here. Was it my cup? It's in my cup. It might be water, it might be moonshine, but if you see me smiling, that just means I'm happy to see you. Whew. That's some good water. All right. So Joel Embiid, he came out and said that he feels like he's just as dominant as Shaq, but he has the same skill set as Kevin Durant. I want to know how everybody feels about this, and I'm going to give you my opinion. And what my opinion is that Joel Embiid has lost his mind. Joel Embiid has lost his mind. Joel Embiid needs to go on YouTube and he needs to watch some old highlights from Shaq, because Shaq was people just bouncing off of Shaq. Joel Embiid is a great player and he has a chance to win the MVP this year. But to say that he is as dominant as Shaq, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Ethan says, I agree being dominant, but he ain't like KD. Man, I can't agree. I can't agree with you on that one, Ethan, because Shaquille O'Neal, that man was literally backing two people down, spinning off of one, and then jumping over the other one and dunking on them. Okay, Ethan said not as dominant as Shaq, but to be honest, closer than y'all think. Look, I definitely think that Joel Embiid is dominant. I feel like he might be closer to being dominant as Shaq as he would being as skilled as KD, because KD's 7 foot and he handles the ball like a point guard. And just watching this kid shoot and everything like that, it's ridiculous. I mean, this guy is. I don't know what Joel. I don't know if this is his press run to try to get this MVP award or what, but I don't know what Joel Embiid is thinking. If he thinks that he's as talented and as skilled as Kevin Durant and as dominant as Shaquille O'Neal, he would have had 3 championships by now. Let's be completely honest with you. If he feels like that's the case, he would have had 3 championships by now. He wouldn't have been walking out the court crying if he was as dominant as Shaq with Ben Simmons playing beside him and as skilled as Kevin Durant. That would not be the case. So I want to know what the coaching staff thinks. Do y'all think that Joel Embiid is as dominant as Shaq and as skilled as Kevin Durant? I'm just asking for a friend. Devon says, so you saying the NBA wasn't competitive back then, Coach? Even so, the games were always fun to watch, even if they were trash. Nah, I think the games were competitive back then, to be completely honest with you. I think that, look, there were a lot of players that, that a lot of people don't remember now because, they weren't in finals and in Western and Eastern Conference championships. But, there were a lot of players out there that, were the real deal and that were very serious, So, I mean, yeah. Think about it. People don't talk about Chuck Person that much anymore or Fat Lever, but those guys were some ballers back then. We don't talk about them, but they were ballers and there was some stiff competition in the 80s and 90s. So yeah, man. I mean, there's some very talented players that played in that era. Now, what I'm saying is that those top-notch guys, because you got your stars and you got your superstars, what I'm saying is those superstars weren't all banding together, to try to take down Michael Jordan or try to take down Magic or try to take down Isaiah Thomas, so, it's just one of those situations, man. It's just one of those things. Let's see here. Coach Wilder says, Big Low, when you drink water, you usually fill the glass up to the top. Not a third. Not a third of the cup. Touche, Coach. Touche. Either the L says, okay, if he meant as talented as KD, then I actually agree. But if he meant KD's skill set, he needs to seek some help immediately. Oh, Sicko Bo says, I can't get over Joel crying on his big girl arms like a baby after that. Oh man. What's that? MLRD says support for your channel from Jokic Serbia. Okay. Much love to you, man. Much love to you. Look, somebody actually asked who I think the best center in the NBA is. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, MLRD. I think the best center in the NBA is my favorite player in the NBA, Nikola Jokic. I think he's the guy. I think he might be the guy that wins the MVP, and he's the best center in the NBA. Even better than Karl Anthony Towns. Even better than Joel Embiid, even though he's having an unbelievable season right now. And we can't really compare him to Anthony Davis because we haven't seen Anthony Davis that much this year. So I mean, it's just one of those things. Devon Stanford said, we can't forget that Joel Embiid scored 0 points in the game. you know what, Devon, you would be the one to mention that. Now, look, I got a personal beef with Joel Embiid because we went to a game last year, and whenever we went to that game last year, we actually we had a chance to win some free chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A. All we needed was someone from the Philadelphia 76ers to miss 2 free throws in a row. And I'd be doggone Joel Embiid kept making free throws. And he kept taunting us the whole game or the whole fourth quarter because he would not miss any free throws. So, look, I got a personal beef with Joel Embiid because he made me miss out on the Lord's chicken. Oh, man. What's going on, Alexander? Greetings from Serbia. Greetings from Georgia. The Georgia in the United States. Greetings, family. Much love to you. We just talking about my favorite player in the NBA, the Joker, Nikola Jokic. And you know, I'm definitely hoping that he can win the MVP this year, man. Now, Ethan says, who do y'all think will come out of the West? I had the Nuggets, but with that Jamal Murray tearing his ACL, I have no clue. So we all know that in the NBA, there's errors, right? So in the NBA, you have to consider you got guys who right before they make it to that next level, they get beat. They get beat like in the Western Conference Championship or the semifinals. And I think that this might be the case for either the Suns or for either the Utah Jazz. I think that they're gonna get to the semifinals or they're gonna get to the Western Conference Finals, and then they're gonna get beat. Now, even though I feel like the Clippers are overrated, I honestly feel like it might be one of those cases where they might have a chance because the West is looking kind of wounded, and a lot of the teams who are at the top are kind of inexperienced, except for the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz made a little bit of a playoff run, and you know Donovan Mitchell, he's built a little bit differently now. What's going on, Walter? I see you in here, man. Much love to you. Much love to you, man. Much love to you. Everybody, I'll make sure that y'all welcome Walter to the stream, man. I appreciate you for chilling out with old country boy, brother. Definitely. So I still think that it might be the Lakers, to be completely honest with you, that'll come out of that Western Conference. But, I mean, you never know. The way that I look at it, it may be one of those cases where LeBron James and Anthony Davis being hurt, that could be to their benefit because they're actually getting some rest, and then they could go full out whenever the playoffs come because Anthony Davis is actually cleared to practice and have on-court activities. So he'll probably be coming back within the next week or so. LeBron James, he'll probably be coming back in the next couple of weeks, right in time to get your groove right for the playoffs. I mean, even though LeBron James is, you know, what a lot of people call him the GOAT and a lot of people get naked for him, LeBron James is still 36 years old. And, you know, I'm going to tell you, bro, you get in the mid-30s, you can't do things the same way that you used to, especially on the basketball court, you know? So I'm just saying, you know, it might be one of those situations, man. Coach Ronnie said that Serbia is representing tonight, man. This is our first time having some viewers chill out with us from Serbia. So much love to everyone from Serbia. We sit around and we talk about sports like this all the time. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button because you know, Jokic is my favorite player, and I'm pretty sure I'll be talking about him again in the future. And I don't know if you have a favorite football team, but me, myself, I'm a Falcons fan. Maybe I could turn you into a Falcons fan. Oh, man. Oh, man. Coach Roy said, thanks for the Serbian lesson. I'm one step closer to being bilingual. Well, hold on. Wait a minute. What's the... Oh, okay. Now, I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to... hold on. So... Zdravo. Okay, Zdravo, everyone. That's hello in Serbian. I hope I didn't butcher it too bad. Oh man.
Zdravo.
Say it one more time. Zdravo. Oh man. Thank you so much, Alexander. Thank you. But yeah, Coach Wallace, you're right. You know, whenever it comes down to it, it's all about how you take care of your body, and how healthy you eat. And you know this from being a college athlete yourself. You know, and one issue that LeBron James has had in the past is that LeBron James didn't really take breaks. Like he didn't sit out as much as he should have. You know, what was that, last season or the year before last? No, it was last season. In the playoffs, he played like 42 minutes, 41 minutes. Like being in your mid-30s, you can't do that. You know, you have to take those breaks. You have to take those breaks, man. You know, so you know that's definitely something that you know, you have to make sure that you take care of your body as an older player. Definitely. But we're gonna see how it unfolds, because I honestly feel like with this this backup point guard that the Nuggets have, you know, it's going to be one of those cases where I still feel like they can make a run. I know that Ethan was saying that, you know, it might be one of those cases where, you know, it might be tough for them, but with the way that your boy Monte Morris has been playing, you know, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster. He's no Jamal Murray, but if he could put it together, you know, and he could catch fire, you know, kind of like man, the guy from Indiana. Man, what was his name? Man. Like the guy did in the bubble from Indiana last year. I can't remember his name, but yeah, I mean he went off. You know, if he could catch fire at the right time, you never know. Look at what Terry Rozier did for the Celtics before he got his new contract with the Charlotte Hornets. You never know. It might be one of those cases, man. You never know. Alexander said, "Thank you guys. I'm loving the vibes in here for sure." Hey, bro, welcome to the coaching staff, man. Much love to you. Much love to you. Dravo. Let us know how you say welcome. Oh man. See, now I'm going to be going around saying Dravo to people, you know, be like, yeah, you know. So people on my coaching staff, you know, they're Serbian, and you know, we all stick together, and now I know a little bit of Serbian. So yeah. So Alexander, let me ask you this. So I'm sure you're a big Nikola Jokic fan. Now, do you watch any other American sports, or are you just a huge basketball fan? Because, you know, like I said, Jokic, he's my favorite player in the NBA. But you know, I was just wondering, do you watch any other sports? And Coach Wallace, he was saying, and Big Low, LeBron is built different, because we've never seen a player play as good like this in their late 30s. You're definitely right. Whenever Michael Jordan had his last dance, how old was he? Was he 35? But you could physically see that Michael Jordan wasn't the same guy that he was in the early 90s. So I mean, yeah, you're definitely right about that. You're definitely right about that. Like LeBron still coming down full court dunking on people, you know. So it's definitely one of those cases. Now, Alexander said he's a huge fan of baseball. I'm sorry, huge basketball fan. He also likes American football, and of course, he would like the Minnesota Vikings. Okay, definitely. So, hey, you make sure that you check us out during the season, because we're definitely going to be talking about you know, Minnesota and every other team in the NFL. You know, we love to sit around and talk about football, man. We definitely do. I'm a Atlanta Falcons fan, but we talk about all sports, and we pretty much talk about all the football teams. So, yeah. Much luck to your Falcons. To your Vikings this year, and we definitely hope that you know, y'all be able to do something, man. Definitely. Yeah, man. So LeBron, he's 36, and he's still in the top 3 in scoring, man. That's crazy. Now, That's why I say whenever Coach Ethan asks me who's coming out of the West, that's why I say that it's one of those things where they still gonna have to deal with those Lakers. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna have to deal with those Lakers because it's one of those situations, man, where you got everybody coming back healthy. And don't forget that all of the players that are still there, the Dennis Schroeders and the Kyle Kuzmas, like all of those guys they're legitimately getting confidence while they're playing without LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So just imagine when those guys come back, like they have some confidence, it's going to be the Lakers going to. I know that you hope that the Lakers don't make it, but they're going to be tough to deal with. What's going on, Tonio? You came back to chill out with us, man. Much love to you. Much love to you, bro. Much love to you. Now, I didn't get too many answers earlier whenever I asked this question. And look, y'all make sure that y'all do a country boy a favor. If there's anything that you liked about this stream or anything that you didn't know before I said it or anything like that, make sure that you do a country boy a favor and hit that like button. If I made you smile or laugh one time, make sure that you do a country boy a favor and hit that like button, man. I would definitely appreciate it. Definitely. And you know what, Coach Wallace? I forgot to mention that. I think that might be the most underrated move during the offseason. Or what? During the season. Andre Drummond coming to the Lakers. He's coming. He's playing like he was playing in Detroit. So just imagine Andre Drummond and Anthony Davis on the same court with LeBron James basically running point guard. You got Caruso over here who could definitely do some great things himself. You got Caldwell Pope who could lock people up and hit the three. I mean, look, man, the Lakers are gonna be the truth, man. They're gonna be the truth. And Coach Rhoda said, if you appreciated the free Serbian lesson, hit the like button. Oh my goodness, y'all are best, man. Y'all are best, man. Now, unknown man, what's going on, family? Hope you doing good, brother. Hope you doing good. I ain't heard from you in a minute, unknown man. How you and your family been doing, brother? Man. Definitely. Y'all make sure that y'all welcome unknown man to the stream. We ain't seen him in a minute. So I want to introduce you to Alexander in here. He's from Serbia. And the reason I'm introducing both of y'all is because unknown man is a Green Bay Packers fan, and Alexander is a Minnesota Vikings fan. So I hope y'all get along well. I know that y'all are in the same division. Oh, man. So moving forward with this whole NFL draft situation, I just want to kind of talk to everybody about it. One thing that I noticed over the course of this week, and I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, I haven't seen anything on I haven't seen any other YouTube content creators put this up, but whenever Justin Fields had his second pro day, the Atlanta Falcons did not go to it. The Atlanta Falcons did not go to Justin Fields' second pro day. And that should kind of tell you something. And that could be for a couple of different reasons. GMs talk. Now, that could mean that the 49ers are going to get Justin Fields, or it could mean that the Atlanta Falcons just aren't going to get Justin Fields. But they did go to Trey Lance's second pro day. So that's some news for y'all. I don't know. But basically, it's one of those situations where You know, we can speculate. My homeboy ISO Joe, he says, so that means they're drafting him. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. We'll see. Oh man. Coach White said, Big Dog, they did send some other coaches to field. Okay. So they did send assistant coaches to Justin Fields' pro day. Okay, so I didn't know that. So from what I seen, it said that there weren't any Falcons representatives there. You know, so it's just one of those things. MRD, he told me, he said he gave me a new Serbian word. Coach Rhoda said she feels like you're trying to get him to say something bad. I ain't getting into that one. But yeah, man, yeah. So far, I've been hearing some conflicting stories about this NFL draft. I've been hearing that the Falcons might trade down. I've been hearing that the Patriots might trade up. I've also been hearing that the Falcons might trade back to 6, and still take a quarterback. So I mean, you know, think about it, man. This NFL draft is just, it's all over the place. We don't know what's going to happen until it happens. You know, ISO Joe, he says that I honestly think they're going to pick Pitts. You know what, man? It's like I've been thinking about it, and whenever it comes to the NFL draft, it's just like dating. And the reason I'm saying this is because you don't want to settle, because that is a long-term commitment. If the Atlanta Falcons take Kyle Pitts with their first pick, and they, you know, he's a guy that they really didn't want, but they just had to take him because they didn't have a choice but to take him, and they settle for him, there's just going to be animosity there. There's just going to be animosity there. You could legitimately trade down to that 6th pick, because who's to say, and what in the world, what's going on, Tony Wright? I see you, Bo. Who's to say that the Cincinnati Bengals would get Kyle Pitts if they had that 5th pick in the draft? Because they definitely need some help on the offensive line. Now, if they did trade back to 6 and nobody took Kyle Pitts, I would be more comfortable with taking Kyle Pitts in that situation. Unknown Man said, what's all the hype around Pitts? I haven't really checked out his highlights. Is he really good? Yeah, Kyle Pitts, he's a beast. Kyle Pitts is a beast. He's 6'6", I think 245, runs a 4.40. Yeah. And he's just a good kid. Yeah. Kyle Pitts is a beast. Coach Wilder says, hey, Big Low, I know you like Gainwell, but I don't think we take him if he's on the board, because he's a small back like Ito. I think Kenneth Gainwell is 5'11", 196 pounds, and he still hasn't put on his man weight yet. I think that's a good size running back for the NFL. He's going to be slightly bigger than Christian McCaffrey. He's not going to be taking all the snaps. I love Kenneth Gainwell. I love him. I would Coach Ron, am I getting naked? I think I'm getting naked for Kenneth Gainwell. Yeah. I gotta stick with that one, Coach Wallace. You normally taught me out of stuff. But I think I gotta stick with Kenneth Gainwell. He's one of my guys. As a matter of fact, I was watching highlights today. I was like, yeah, man, Kenneth Gainwell looked good in red and black. I was like, Kenneth Gainwell needs to be a Falcon. I was legitimately saying that. I was like, Kenneth Gainwell had on the Falcons jersey, we'd be in there. You know, so it's just one of those things. Stone Decatur said, Coach, they need to take Pitts. They got to get into the end zone take the killer or get killed by him. Hey, I feel what you're saying, Bo. I feel what you're saying. You know, it's one of those things, man. If I could take him later in the draft, but if I'm at 4 and I'm just taking them because I just don't feel comfortable with nobody else, I just feel like I don't know. I don't know how confident I'm feeling about that situation. Because what if you get him and he doesn't pan out to be what you was thinking? Then you looking at him like, man, see, now I got to put up with this for the next 4 years. I got to wait to cut him for that 5th year deal. You know, it's one of those situations. Hey, Coach Ronnie, did you check to see if that brisket is thawed out so I could go ahead and put my brine on?
Yeah, I'll go check.
Okay. Yeah, I finna throw this brisket on in the morning, y'all. My bad. Finna throw this brisket on in the morning. Oh man. Coach Wilder said, okay, Big Low. I didn't know Gainwell was that. Yeah, Gainwell. Yeah, he's like 5'10, 5'11, 195 or 196, something like that. But the year that he played was his freshman year. He sit out his second year, for COVID and everything. So he, like I said, he still hasn't put on his man weight yet. So once he puts on that man weight, he's going to be 206, 207, perfect size for a running back in the NFL. He got a chance to be your Cam Akers. He's going to be your Cam Akers, but he's more explosive because that boy, I watched him run every route in the route tree, and he's a great receiving running back. Coach Tony said if we take Kyle Pitts with our 4th pick overall, Low, we will still score lots of points. And we still won't be stopping any teams on defense. And that's exactly the issue that I have. Unless you just have guys who can legitimately scout and pick up those game-changing picks in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round. But, we need difference makers. Coach Wilder said, what's the difference between the 4th pick and the 6th pick? So if you trade back to get Kyle Pitts with the 6th pick, at least you got something out of the deal. So you might get a 2nd and a 3rd round pick in addition to the 2nd and 3rd round picks that you already have. So yeah, that's, if you are taking this game-changing tight end with the 4th pick, then look, I'm cool with it, but you're not settling and taking them. I'm sorry, if you're taking them with the 6th pick, but you're not settling and taking them with that 4th pick, because every pick up, that's more money. So I could take them 2 slots down and I could get an additional 2nd and 3rd pick out of the situation. I'm definitely good with that. So yeah, if that was the scenario, I would do that, and we would be able to get more defensive players with our 2nd and 3rd picks. Coach Tony Wright said there are some really good but not great defensive players in the 2021 draft. Exactly, and that's why we're in one of those situations where with the 4th pick, there's nobody that we really want. Michael Parsons, he started off high on draft boards, but he's fallen. Now he's starting to creep back up. But I'm like, I like Coach Wallace said, we could get Owe, and we could get the same exact thing. I mean, he's the same exact guy almost. We know that one's going to be better than the other. You just gotta really, really watch the film to see who you will want. Coach Tony Wright said, I feel strongly about trading down, getting multiple draft picks, and getting a 1st rounder for the 2022 draft. And I definitely agree with you, Coach. I definitely agree with you. Stone Decatur said, if you trade down, you might have to settle and end up regretting. I mean, that's the case. But what I'm saying is that, so if it's one of those cases where you trade down, let's say you trade down to 15, I don't think you're really settling because you decided to trade down there. if you're at 4 and there's not a defensive player that you would want to take at 4 and you take him and you're reaching, next thing you know, you determine that he wasn't worth that 4th round grade. And you're like, but if you trade back, you take a guy who, you take in the 15th pick and he plays at a 15 round grade, then you're good. And you also get those additional picks as well. Thing is that we can't get naked for the guys to score points for us. Tony Wright mentioned it. Look, we all know this is Atlanta and everybody's flamboyant and flashy, but you got to be able to stop people at the same time. We always want people to, we got to keep putting up points. Yeah. Let's keep scoring. You got to be able to stop somebody too, bro. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again. Because over the years, we've done this. We had a surprise pickup. We watched Calvin really fall down the draft board. It didn't even cross my mind. You can ask Coach Roney. I was like, we ain't finna get Calvin Ridley. We got to get somebody to help this defensive out. The Atlanta Falcons select Calvin Ridley, University. I'm like, wait a minute. What in the world, bro? What are we doing? Why are we doing this? Because Tyler Demetrius just want to run people out the building. Meanwhile, it's us that's getting ran out the building. We getting ran out of the bins. What in the world, bro? Raymond Elder, what's going on with you, fam? Much love to you. Bo. Now, Coach Wilder said that is not true because we don't have the same coaching staff on defense, and that's true. But you also got to remember that the reason why we had the players that we had on defense was because of the coaching staff. So just imagine, like a lot of those players, like the Vic Beasleys, playing in that 4-3 defense, if that was a coach with, I'm not even going to say that because I'm not going to disrespect Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn was doing what he thought was right at the time, but a lot of coaches wouldn't have made that same decision. So, it's one of those situations. Hey, baby, do me a favor and set a little batch to the side of the popcorn and put the special seasoning on it. Oh, okay, yeah. Coach Ronnie making some popcorn, and I told her to put some of that special Big Low seasoning, that I make on it. We make our popcorn on the stove top, y'all. Oh man. Now, Coach Wilder said we can't bank on none of these top players or later round players. Hey, at the end of the day, Coach, you can't bank on nobody until they put on pads and until quarterback says hike and hikes the ball. At the end of the day, we can't trust nobody until what we see they do in the game. Because Stone Decatur said, "What's the special seasoning?" I can't tell you what's in the special. I should have said secret seasoning, Coach Ronnie. That's what I should have said. I can't tell you what's in the secret seasoning. Man, if I tell you, I have to kill you. I can't do that. I can't do that. I like it, Stone Decatur. I can't tell you that, man. Oh, man. Raymond Elder said, "Why can't the Atlanta Falcons find an established head coach?" Well, I honestly think that they're trying to. I feel like they're trying to do like the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're trying to do like the Green Bay Packers. They're trying to find a young coach who can, take their team to the next level and that they could stick with for a while. Now, if you bring in a guy who's established, and this is exactly the issue that I had when people were getting naked for Rex Ryan. If you bring in a guy who's already coached some teams, and you don't want someone to bring their system that they did somewhere else that they got fired from to your organization. I wouldn't want that. Bring me somebody who's proven and done the job, and that could bring new life to my organization. I love to hire. I wanted someone, originally I wanted John Harbaugh. And the reason I wanted John Harbaugh is because he really didn't get fired. him and the front office just didn't get along. But people tend not to get along with people who push them to a whole nother level. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted Harbaugh. But yeah, it's like if you try to get a guy like a Rex Ryan or a guy like I don't know, Mike McCarthy or somewhere who it didn't work, next thing you know is like, oh, wait a minute, this isn't going to work because he tried this with the Jets or he tried this with the Green Bay Packers and it was unsuccessful. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it ain't gonna work. Why do something that didn't work with somebody else? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm just legitimately thinking that we made a correct move in this particular situation. Yeah, so we made the right move in this particular case. We definitely did. Oh, Ghost Pepper said, Coach Lowe, what's your thoughts on Steve Scott, running back from Indiana, 6'2", 231? All right, so I actually looked at this kid. He actually moves really well. The only issue that I have is I'm not a big fan of big running backs. Big running back sounds sexy, but you got to be a certain type of dude to be a big running back and continue to be successful in the NFL. And the reason why I say this is because everybody's not a Derrick Henry. Arthur Smith told y'all himself that Derrick Henry's not walking through that door. If you got somebody who's big like that, like that, and they can't move as well in the right scheme, it ain't gonna do nothing but hurt you, because the bigger that the person is, the more of a target they're gonna be to you at the end of the day. That's all it is. I mean, if I got somebody who's big, number one, he's 6'2". So how low do you think he's going to be able to get at 6'2"? He's 231. If I'm not mistaken, he's a junior, I think. Can't remember what year he's in, but he's going to gain weight. I'm not that big of a fan of it. I hear other content creators say, "Oh yeah, they got rid of Ito because he's a small running back, and they get tired of these small running backs." Look, they got any sense getting these big burly guys 246 something? It's not going to help you. It's not going to help you. It's like, don't try to make your running back do the job that your offensive line is supposed to do. Of course, your running back is supposed to break tackles and everything, but I'm not a fan of the huge, big, burly running backs. I'm not a fan of it. Being completely honest with you. But, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Coach Wallace said, and Big Low, if you think that the NFL is changing also because you don't have, because there's not as many low scoring. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I definitely think that it's changing a lot. Definitely. Devon, all right, fam. Make sure that you busy now, man. Don't do nothing that I would do. Yeah, hold on. Wait a minute. MLRD said, Laku Nuke. That means it was a pleasure. Oh man, definitely. We sitting around, we talk about sports like this all the time, man. We talk about sports like this all the time. Now look, y'all make sure that y'all hit that like button if this is your first time checking us out. Look, if we made you smile or if we made you laugh, you just think I'm a good guy, you learned something that you ain't know before, make sure that you do Country Boy a favor and hit that like button. It will make my heart jump for joy if you did it. And I dance at your wedding one day. Think I won't come out there to do Mississippi Slide for you, Bo? Oh, man. Now, moving forward, though, with this draft and situations, I'm starting to see that Najee Harris is actually starting to fall down draft boards. And some people are saying that Najee Harris could actually fall into the second round. Now, this isn't the popular opinion, but I could definitely see it happening. Because if we look at teams, first of all, we know that the salary cap isn't as high as it used to be. And if we look at teams, we know that it's one of those cases where they have holes that they need to fill. So while they have holes that they need to fill, they got to do it with the draft, you know. And even though they need to do it with the draft, so in my opinion, running back is a little bit of a luxury. And I don't know if I would take a running back in the first round unless he's just that guy. But it's one of those situations. ATM says he thinks he's gonna go to the Steelers or the Bills. I don't know, bro. I think the Steelers might ride it out with Benny Snell. One thing about Steelers, they give their guys a chance. You know, they're one of those organizations where if they feel like their guy has a chance to move to the next level, they're not just gonna just skip over him. Benny Snell, he came in, he played last year. He didn't play bad. Now Benny Snell played some ball, and I think that I think they might take a guy later on in the draft, but I don't think they're gonna take Najee in that first round. Now the Bills, since running back is a little bit of a luxury, and the Bills look like they're pretty set, you know, at all positions. Boy, I think the Bills might go ahead and take, you know, your boy Najee. If they don't, I definitely think he'll fall to that second round. I don't see anybody else who would take him in the first round. Joseph Osai, I like him. I watched a little bit of his highlights. There was nothing that really popped off the screen about him to me. From what I remember, his sack numbers weren't that high, but y'all know, just like I do, you can't really go off of numbers. Just like Mike Smith says, no, it's not all about, you know, how many sacks you get. It's about, you know, affecting the quarterback and just getting the quarterback off of his spot. So, I mean, look, we don't know, man. I feel like if you are an NFL level defensive end, as much as they throw out there in the Big 12, you should definitely have more sacks than any other conference. I feel like that's the case. But, you know, it's neither here nor there, man. You know, we only know whenever they play in the NFL and they have those NFL team colors on, and the quarterback says hike, and they beat the guy across from him. Nobody is a given in the NFL. As much as anybody wants, everybody getting naked for Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is not cut and dry given top quarterback in the NFL. I think Zach Wilson's going to be a better quarterback. You know, if people look at me crazy when I say it, but I think Zach Wilson's going to be a better quarterback than your boy Trevor Lawrence. Oh, Brayton. Man. Oh, Brayton. Of course we got to go with them dogs, bro. What in the world? How about them dogs? Dogs were in the SEC this year, Brayton. What you talking about, man? Oh, man. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to try to go to that world's largest cocktail party this year. Definitely. But yeah, man. Yeah, I think that even if Pickens is out this year with those injuries, I definitely think that Georgia is going to make a run. Yeah, man. I know you're asking me Zach Wilson in your Soldier Boy voice, but Zach Wilson is going to be a better quarterback in the NFL than Trevor Lawrence. I'm saying it. I think Trevor Lawrence is just going to be average. I think Zach Wilson is going to be good. You know, I mean, I watched the film. I watch how he manipulates safeties. I watch how he goes through his progressions. I watch his accuracy. I watch his ball placement. I watch his footwork. I watch his throwing mechanics. I just feel like Zach Wilson is going to be a better quarterback. Now, I don't know what circumstances they're going to have in New York for him for the Jets. I don't know, but I just think that Zach Wilson is going to be better than Trevor Lawrence. So it's one of those things. Because what I said about the Bills, they got that running back last year from Houston. I mean, I know that they did, but I mean, do you think they trust that? You got Najee Harris sitting out there, and they had like one of the worst rushing defenses. Josh Allen had to run the ball himself, but they just couldn't run the ball. The Bills are set pretty much all across their roster. I think that they'll just go out and get Najee Harris and see how that works out for them. I think that they could do that, but I'm starting to think that Najee Harris could fall to the second round. And for all of the Falcons fans out there that want Najee Harris, you could possibly have your chance to get him in the second round. You could possibly get your chance. You could get your wish. Now y'all know who I want: Kenneth Gainwell, all day. University of Memphis, the real running back. ATM says, Big Low, JT Daniels is going to be a problem this season. Yes, he is. Opposing teams won't be able to just stack the box against us anymore. Got to respect Daniels' accuracy and deep ball now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anybody watch the G-Day game today? I'm hearing that JT Daniels is looking pretty nasty. He's looking nasty. I'm hearing it. I know Brayton, he said that he likes some confidence. You hear what they saying, man. You hear what they saying? Y'all don't got Kyle Trash no more. Y'all don't got Kyle Trash. He's coming to the NFL. He might be playing for the Falcons. You never know. You never know, man. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Now, Boomer the Falcon, he says, how do you like the pick of Basham Jr., edge rusher, at that pick at 68 in the third round, coaches? If we could get him in that third round, I would definitely think that would be a good move. I think he's going to go sooner than that, though, Coach. I honestly do. But if we can get him that late, I think it would be a good pick because, honestly, we need more than one defensive lineman in this draft, a defensive lineman and an edge rusher. We can't just be tiptoeing about these issues that we have. And when I say we, I'm talking about the Falcons. Y'all know what time it is. But the Falcons can't be tiptoeing about those issues that they have, But, yeah, man, I like Basham. I like him. Coach Wilder said, Big Low, both of them are going to be average because they're both going to a bad team that's rebuilding. You know what? We can say that, Coach, but we know good and well that the NFL is a league of parity. So teams that are bad this year, they could definitely be good next year. Look at the Jacksonville Jaguars a few years back. Blake Bortles was looking like he might be the truth. They put a team around him. You never know. Look at Seattle Seahawks before Russell Wilson got there. It's like they're going to bad teams now, but we don't know what those bad teams could turn into. The same thing that we're hoping for the Falcons. All the rest of the world sees is that the Falcons were 4-12 last year. They don't know whether or not the Falcons could be a good team or not. They just know that the Falcons were 4-12 last year. So moving forward, like you don't know after we reset everything's 0-0 again. You don't know what the future holds. So if you get a guy like Zach Wilson and you put him with that Jets team that has, that's just reinvigorated, they might just come out and say, hey, man, we're going to play ball and we ain't going to be the same old Jets. Jacksonville Jaguars, they could say, man, we got Urban Meyer here. We got all this money and we just spent all this money on these free agents. We a whole nother Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, Shaq Khan, get us some new jerseys so we can get a new look and a new identity. They can legitimately say that. So, I think, because Zach, and look, I know Stone Katie might pick on me about this, but I think Zach Wilson might be the best quarterback in this draft, But we don't know. Look, I know one thing. If I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to tell you. I'll be the first one to tell you, Bo. If I'm wrong, I'll definitely be the first one to tell you. Hey, Coach Ron, is the brisket thawed?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, it is?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So we got to make sure I got to get my brine ready. So I'm finna throw this brisket on. I don't brine my brisket too. I can't be giving y'all my recipes. I'm just finna tell y'all what I be doing to the brisket. I can't. I can't be giving y'all all the recipes. Oh man. Coach Ghost Pepper said, honestly, Coach Lowe, I don't get the Najee Harris hype. Plenty of near talented running back sliding in the second to fourth rounds. Plus, we signed Davis and Patterson. Running back is a priority. Is it priority, especially one with as many miles as Najee Harris? And I definitely agree with that. Now, I want to tell y'all something. For everybody out there who's sitting up here saying, we got Cordero Patterson and running back isn't as big of a priority as it has been, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all something now. Cordero Patterson ain't going to be running that thing 15 times a game. I'm just going to put it out there. They're going to put Cordero Patterson in a few times a game at tailback just to give a different look. Sometimes he'll take it, sometimes he won't. But it'll be for scheming purposes, just to give a different look. Don't think that Cordero Patterson, don't be drafting Cordero Patterson in your fantasy league thinking that he's going to be running the ball 15 times, catching 6 passes. Don't think that's going to be the case. I'm just going to let y'all know. I know y'all listening to these other content creators out here and they're telling y'all all this stuff. Cordero Patterson is not going to be your number 2 running back. So y'all I'm letting y'all know. Don't get too excited to see Cordero Patterson running 21 ISOs, running bellies, running, don't look for Cordero Patterson to be running slams. That's not going to be what he's going to be doing. He's going to be lined up at wide receiver if he's up on offense more than anything. You might see him in some wild Falcon packages. We need to come up. You know what? We need to come up with a name for the Wildcat package for the Falcons, because Wild Falcon just doesn't sound good. But yeah. So he might be in some of those packages. But yeah, I'm just letting y'all know that Cordero Patterson is not going to be your number 2 running back. It's going to be Kenneth Gainwell. It's going to be Kenneth Gainwell. Oh man. ATL GA Faithful said Ingram, Henry had miles on them, but they still NFL ready. Najee will do the same. I think Bama gets the best talent in the nation, and that's true. Boomer the Falcons said has the Falcons winning 7 at the Vegas. They have the Falcons winning 7 games this year. How many games do you think we can win this year now? I mean, before the draft, to be honest with you, I'm not sure. And we all know that it kind of changes, depending on what injuries happen through training camp and everything like that. I always hold my breath through training camp because I feel like that adds or takes away wins and losses for you. Now, I think we can win 8 games. I think that winning 8 games is definitely doable, but you never know. Coach Wallace said, but I thought you was talking about their first year. Okay, I think you was talking about somebody else. Oh, okay. Coach Wallace was talking about Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence on their first year. Yeah, I mean, they might turn it around that first year. We never know. Look at Mark Sanchez. First year, they might. Anytime you have a new coach coming to the league, and a new quarterback, nobody's ever seen what this coach has done in the league. It could be something that nobody's expecting, and it might flip the league on its head, and they could sneak 2 or 3 wins, and next thing you know, they got 8 wins under their belt. It's just one of those things. ISO Joe said, I asked Arthur Smith, and he did indeed say that Cordero Patterson will have at least 15 carries a game. Well, you need to talk to Arthur Smith to tell Arthur Smith Cordero Patterson does not need 15 carries a game, especially since the fact that he's 6'2" and 220. That's also another big target, and you do not want a guy like that getting hit 15 times a game. Running backs are running backs for a reason. And everybody who's played football knows why I said this. Just because a guy is fast and he can make people miss him doesn't mean he needs to be a running back. Running backs, they got a certain build to them, and they don't have the particularly long muscles like someone like a Cordero Patterson or a Julio Jones. There's a reason why Julio Jones got those jet sweeps early in his career, and he wasn't a running back. Because he's not built like that to be taking those kind of licks. He's built to be running up. He's built to be running up the field. ATLGA Faithful said, Big Low, game well nice. What you think about the defense he was running through? I mean, yeah. Whenever I watch kids in college, I watch the defense as well, to see, how fast the defense is getting to where they're supposed to be getting to. The tackles that the defense is missing, are those legitimately good missed tackles, or are they just cheap missed tackles? Watching him play, he just looked like he was just a step ahead of the competition. And he looked like if he went to the NFL, he would still be a good running back. I'm not saying that he would be Marshall Faulk or even a Christian McCaffrey. We didn't expect Christian McCaffrey to do what he did, but I definitely think that he came to the NFL, he'll be a good running back, especially in a committee kind of situation. Coach Wilder said, Big Low, the Jets had a defense when they drafted Sanchez. Yeah, they did. Jets did have defense when they drafted Sanchez. But thing is, Coach Wilder, we don't know what the Jets is going to have this year, though. Last year was last year. And just like you said with the Falcons, they had a different coaching staff. So moving forward, we don't know. We don't know what the Jets are going to have this year. Defense might come out and just be balling out, So it's one of those things. We don't know. And they also made some pickups in free agency. We don't know what they're going to do in the draft. Jets might come out and just be world beaters. You never know. Dontavius said, I think you shouldn't be able to receive an MVP trophy you shouldn't be able to win the MVP trophy until you win at least one championship. Well, what if all the people who won championships aren't worthy of getting the MVP trophy? I'm thinking you talk about the NBA. Yeah. So what if it was one of those cases where everybody who won championships, you know, they just, I mean, you know, they weren't at the point where they could win an MVP. Like they just having good years. Meanwhile, you got people like James Harden over here. You got Joel Embiid over here. You got the great Nikola Jokic, the Joker over here. It's like, you know, I don't know, Bo. I don't know if I can agree with you on that one, Coach Pope. I think that, I'm sorry, Coach Payne. I think that you got to give the best player the MVP. It's one of those things, man. You got to give the best player the MVP. Coach Wilder said, Big Low, the Jets and the Jaguars are going to be just like the Bengals with Burrow in their first year. Now, Joe Burrow was balling out. I don't think Joe Burrow looked average, Coach. Joe Burrow, there were some games. We didn't see him the whole season, but I know he had like one bad game, but Joe Burrow did not look bad at all. Boom, the Falcons said, do you think Dean Pease will have input on who we draft on defense? Yeah, I definitely think he will. I think that he's grooming his son to become the defensive coordinator for the future. And that means that they plan on having this defensive scheme for a while, for years to come. So, if it's one of those cases where they plan on having this scheme for years to come, you got to let your chef buy the groceries. Let them go ahead and put the input on who would fit this defense the best. So I know that we've been asking questions about, who the Falcons are going to take on the defense. Let's say for a safety, I think they might be good at safety now because, Jalen Hawkins might be that guy at safety, and they might put Eric Harris at that other safety, and then they just picked up Harmon. So, looks like my dreams of getting Andre Cisco flown out the window. Because Jalen Hawkins, he's a baller. Eric Harris, he's a reliable safety. Harmon, he played well last year in a terrible, Detroit Lions defense where their cornerbacks sucked. So yeah, I definitely think that he could have some kind of input, man. Tony Wright said we need to trade down, switching first rounders with a team, and we give them our fifth. In return, they trade to us their second rounder, their third rounder, and their 2022 first round pick. I'm definitely cool with that. Bro. Let's go. It's trade down season. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go ahead and trade that thing down, man. So we don't have to. We go ahead and build this defense the way we want to, and then we got weapons on offense. I know everybody getting naked for Kyle Pitts. Like I said last week, we don't even know if Kyle Pitts even gonna be on the board. That's all I'm saying. We don't even know if that's even an option. Kyle Pitts might be gone. San Francisco might take him. So it's one of those situations, man. It's one of those situations. I'm eager to see how it unfolds. Y'all already know draft time is gonna be going down. It's gonna be going down. What's everybody doing for the NFL draft? What y'all gonna be doing? Y'all gonna be out partying? Y'all gonna be out partying? Y'all be out partying like Rick James now. Oh man. Gustavo Decatur said the best defense is a great offense. Come on, Bo. Hold on, wait a minute. The best defense is a great offense. I don't know about that one, Bo. I don't know about that one. Oh man. I don't know about that one. ISO Joe said he's gonna be at work during the draft. Man. Hey, well, you already know I'm gonna take care of you the best way I can, ISO Joe. We know that we're definitely going to be talking about that draft, man. We're definitely going to be talking about that draft. Now, Coach Wallace said that we can still get Cisco and just add more depth. So it's one of those things, man, where it could be an option. Me personally, I want to add depth, linebacker and defensive line positions. That's where I want to add the depth at. Coach Roney said she'll be wherever I'm at for the draft. How about that? Look at Coach Roney. I will be wherever you at for the draft, Coach Roney. Coach Tony Wright said, "Hey, Big Low, you said Detroit corners were terrible last year. Was it one of those corners first former round pick, Desmond Trufant?" Yes, that was one of those corners. And some people are saying, "Hey, maybe we should get Desmond Trufant back." Like, no, no, I don't want Desmond Trufant back. Oh man, that is crazy. Coach White said, "Big Low Pitts will still be on the board when we pick." All I'm saying is that if the Falcons trade back, let's say they trade back to 6, who's to say that he won't be on the board? Or who's to say that the 49ers won't take him at 3? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Dontavius Payne said, "No, I'm saying, I think they should wait at least to after the playoffs instead of giving it to people who get it to get put out in the first round." Okay, so you're saying, so Coach Payne is saying he feels like they should wait until the playoffs are over and the championship is won to determine who gets the MVP award. Okay. I can see that argument. I can definitely see that argument. Coach Tony Wright said, "If that's the case, Stone Decatur, with the best defense being a great offense, we will be world champions for the 2016 season." Yeah, I don't know about that one, Stone. I don't know about that one. I understand you talk about all those 3 and outs and field goals and everything. I don't know about the best offense being a great defense. I think it's one of those situations where you just have to have balanced teams. You have to have balanced teams. You can't forget one side of the ball. And I feel like the reason we're so shell-shocked that we took Cordero Patterson is because we're not used to our team even paying attention to special teams. Over the years with Thomas Dimitrov, he's only tried to resolve special teams one time whenever he got Devin Hester, and that worked out great for us. But ever since, we just been kind of plugging and playing people. Eric Weems got paid millions of dollars to do nothing, just to make fair catches. That's all he's done. So you got to worry about all 3 phases of the game if you want to win championships. In that 2016 season, just like everybody's saying in here, if it was one of those cases where if that was the logic, then we would have handily won that championship. But it didn't work. It didn't work because you went to the Super Bowl with a bunch of rookies and second-year players because everybody that you previously drafted was not good enough to win for you. So I understand where you're trying to come from. It just I just can't agree with it, Bo. I can't agree with it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. Man. Well, look, man, I definitely appreciate everybody for chilling out with me tonight, fam. I definitely appreciate it. And, man, I enjoyed it, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it as usual. Y'all know how much I enjoy chilling out with y'all, man. I was actually sitting here working on a paper, you know. I was writing a paper for school, and I said, man, you know what? I feel like chopping it up with the coaching staff. Let me chop it up with old coaching staff, see what they talking about. I was thinking about that whole Jokic situation, and I said, man, boy, I think Jokic is just the MVP. I mean, he's just that dude. Ain't nobody giving that man flowers. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and chop it up with the coaching staff. Let everybody know what I'm thinking about this thing. And, you know, Joel Embid thinks that he's more dominant than, just as dominant as Shaquille O'Neal and just as skilled as Kevin Durant. I was like, you know what? We need to talk about this because this thing's been on my heart. And of course, I need to air my heart out with the coaching staff. So I definitely appreciate everybody for chilling out with me tonight. Make sure you hit that like button and make sure that you don't keep a good thing to yourself. If you know, if you have any family and friends, brothers and sisters, uncles and aunties, even your grandma and granddaddy, if they like sports, they like Falcons, they like football, NFL football, basketball, anything like that, tell them, go ahead and share Big Low Country Sports page. Tell them that we sit around, we talk like this all the time. I want them to be coaches too. I want to say, hey, Coach Granddaddy. I want to say, hey, Coach Uncle John, what you think about this right here? Yeah, so, you know, make sure that you share Big Low Country Sports with everybody that you know that loves sports, man. Like I said, we get together, we talk like this all the time. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, you know. So I definitely appreciate everybody that's been chilling out with us on this journey, man. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get on back to work. But y'all be easy, man. Rise up, 8 times down.